Today, we're going to talk about the top 5 best and must-have units in Anime Vanguards Update 9. There's a total of 12 units, I believe, in this update, and only 5 of them stand at the top, the pinnacle of strength, the ones that are absolutely broken and that you must get first. So without further ado, let's get this video started. Again, I want you guys to know that we are going to be doing a giveaway at 70,000 subscribers. We're going to be giving away a bunch of the 80 Robux 500 reroll bundle, alongside a bunch of other units that we're going to be giving away at 70k subscribers as well. So if you want to be part of this, then please don't forget to like and subscribe. Our goal is to eventually get to 100k. So subscribe right now, and without further ado, let's get this video started. Alright, so there's going to be basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 units, and with these 13 units, only 5 of them are at the pinnacle of strength, and they are the ones that we're going to be discussing in today's video. Now, at top 6 or honorable mention, we have Shiro, which is a character in this update. I don't really have this character yet, but I'm certain of his placement, which he is not in the top 5. However, amongst the other mediocre, not really mediocre, but amongst the other non-top 5 units, he is relatively good. He is probably outside of the top 5 best units in the game, probably the best. So if you compare him to Deku, compare him to Kalasuba, the Battle Pass units, he is probably going to be top 6, right? And now let's move on to the top 5 placement, which is going to be... The top 5 placement is actually going to be none other than Wonder of You. Now, Wonder of You, if you've already seen the sneaks and talks of Wonder of You and basically what he does, I don't have Wonder of You yet. I focused on the absolute best in this update, which is why I'm making this video so you guys can do that as well. So Wonder of You is very overpowered. He's very strong, has high damage, but he's pretty inconvenient to use in the sense that his main damage is reliant on his summon. Now, his summon is basically him walking. So if you watch the trailer, it's actually him walking. Now, that's actually his kit, right? So his damage, his main damage is connected to that unit walking from the base all the way to where the enemies spawn in. And after he walks past where the enemies spawn in, he will reset and go back to the base again. And essentially, that's just very inconvenient to use and not really as good as the top 4 units. So for that reason alone, even though Wonder of You is pretty good, I cannot put him any higher than the top 4 of this list, because the top 4 of this list is absolutely smack dab broken. They're literally insanely broken, probably some of the best units in the game, which is why Wonder of You just does not stand a chance against the top 4. Now, for the top 4, this is where we're going to start discussing it a little bit more. Now, for the top 4, we have Hollow Knight. Now, Hollow Knight is a very powerful unit as well, with full AoE, has very, very versatile charms. Basically, what this does, or what this is the charms can actually do a bunch of different things. So for example, right now I have the Fury of the Forsaken equipped, which does exactly what it says right here, and the Void Given Claw, which does exactly what it says right here. Basically, sort of like a summon type build with damage. Now, as I place him right here, you guys can see that he's pretty good actually, and his damage is pretty nice. Now, the problem with this unit is how much it costs to place him and how expensive he is. 4,000 to place down is a lot. 4,000 to place down is a pretty high number, and that is actually pretty bad, considering the fact that there's other units that does what he does while being cheaper. And then in order to upgrade him to max, it costs 129,700. So basically, to max him out, it's over or close to 134,000. And then his AoE does not get much better until the last upgrade. And that is one of the reasons why I cannot give him any higher than his placement right here. And again, he is very broken, even in comparison to the other units. But the problem here, the units in top 4, top 3, and top 2 are interchangeable with each other. I just want to mention that right now. Top 4, top 3, and top 2 are interchangeable with each other. You can literally change their positions. But the only reason I'm placing him this low is because of his cost. If he was cheaper, he would have probably been the easy top 2 option. But he's very costly for what he does. And what he does is actually pretty crazy, because as you guys can see right here, he has summons. Now, combining the kit that I have, his summons can actually do 828,000 per. And as you guys can see right here, these summons are going to basically be a nuke in and of itself. Like, this is actually very broken. They're all very powerful. Not to mention, you can also use the spells that he has, like the Dream Nail, the Ascending Dark. It's very broken, this character is. But again, it's his cost that kind of drops him a little bit. Now, the next one, and the one in third spot, is actually going to be Doomslayer or Hellkiller. Now, Hellkiller has insane raw DPS. You can see right here on placement, he costs about 2,100 to place down. Placing him down, 2,100 is the cost. Then you can see that his damage right here is already 8,000 DPS. His range in AoE is not the best. In order to max him out, it's 130,000. So he is also pretty expensive, right? So the only reason why he is above Hollow Knight for me is because of the fact that you can buff him with Broly, which you will use Broly a lot. And the reason why you will use Broly a lot is because Broly is potentially still the top 2 best, if not the best unit in this game. So you will be using him with Broly a lot. And if you use him with Broly, you will be able to maximize his damage way more than you can maximize Hollow Knight, which is why I'm putting him above Hollow Knight, because of the fact that he's cheaper to place down and you can use him with Broly. And take a look at his DPS right here. So his DPS is increasing, as you guys can see. Again, much like Hollow Knight, a lot of his DPS is at his final upgrade. If I do this final upgrade, as you guys could see, 250,000 DPS on his final upgrade. It goes down from 166,000 to 250,000. His AoE also kind of changes, but again, use the Hellwalker ability, you actually transform into him himself, and you can actually use the guns that he has in order to attack bosses, as you guys can see right here, which actually this does a lot of damage. As you guys can see right here, the enemies or the bosses have 10 million HP each, and they got absolutely obliterated by his ability. And this ability is really crazy good. And he also has his passives that he does 50... When an enemy in range drops below 50% HP, he attacks that enemy for 200% more, for 200% of his damage. So overall, this unit is absolutely broken. Top 2, we have Lizard. Now, this guy is an unlikely contestant or an unlikely top 2. But he is top 2, and mainly because of his DPS, but also his cost. Now, he is 2,500 to place down, but to max him out is only 74,300. So he's only roughly 80,000 to max out, right? Less than 80,000 to max out. And at max, he is 58 range with 108,000 DPS. He's not even max upgrade, by the way. I can max upgrade him later, but if he's max upgrade, he'll probably do 110,000 DPS. But as you guys can see right here, he has 108,000 DPS. He also has burn, inflicts burn equal to 50% of the current radiation meter value, which is this right here. Radiation will also allow him to charge up his attack right here. So this attack right here is kind of like a nuke that he can use, which is very, very powerful as well. You can see that right here. Ignoring the radiation, his damage is already very high, right? His damage is already very high, and he's also very cheap. Not to mention, he's a spark unit, which makes him immune to damage debuffs, like Energy Drain, which is the most important damage immunity, which is the most important immunity. And his cost and all of the things I just mentioned just makes him really, really good. Not to mention that if you place him down, he is full AoE on placement, by the way. So you place him down for 2,500. He's already full AoE, and that makes him really, really good. And again, his second upgrade is a basically half full AoE, which makes him really, really good. And again, he's just so cheap, which makes him overall just an amazing option. Cost efficiency in this game is crazy, and that's one of the reasons why he is a top 2. He doesn't really do more than Hollow Knight, he doesn't do more than Doomslayer, but he's way cheaper than them, which will make him be a lot more usable. Not to mention, he's immune to Energy Drain or damage debuff. So that's really good about him. Now, I mentioned the top 4 to top 2 is interchangeable. Well, top 1 is just so above everybody else. I mentioned earlier that Broly could probably be the best unit still. I lied. There's just no competition. The Over Heaven is 100% the best unit. So, he's only 3,500 to place down. Actually, that's not just. But on placement, he has 27 range. His AoE is bad, but he has a map-wide time stop. Both of his time stops are map-wide, by the way. And he also summons just like Hollow Knight. So every time you beat an enemy, he summons. So this has a 2-second cooldown. and they have 50% of his 50% of his damage. Yeah, so he's absolutely broken. Not to mention that if you use Reality Rewrite, you can pick any of these to either boost his DPS. So you can use Burn and Bleed to boost his DPS. You can use Rupture to permanently remove regen. You can use Slow to do to slow down enemies. You can use Bubble to do what Bubble does. You can use Wounded to kind of act as a support as well. I personally use Slow because 50% slow for 10 seconds is OP. And yeah, he's also pretty expensive. Not really very expensive. His price is all right. He costs about as much as Hollow Knight and Hellkiller. And at max upgrade, he has 163,000 DPS. And again, with Reality Rewrite right here, the slow, he just becomes really broken. Also, he is immune to the attacks of enemies. He's immune to status effects, I believe. I don't know if he's immune to stuns, but let's see if he's immune to stuns. Okay, so he's not immune to stuns, which is a problem. But honestly, it doesn't really matter because he's just so broken. And he can do a time stop. So I believe both of his time stops are actually map wide. This is only his first form right here. If I switch to his second form, you will get the time stop, the time stopper ability, the stand. This one has a different sets of passives. This one doesn't have the summons. So with this one right here, he won't be summoning those guys. But he actually has more DPS here. So if I activate Above Heaven, I will stun them. But apart from stunning them, I will also increase my damage. That's why I have 327,000 DPS right here. And again, this is map wide. So even outside of the range right here, he can stun them. So I want to actually try that and get Itachi. Unfortunately, they're just going to be wrecked by these alien soldiers. Alright, so here we spawn in a bunch of Itachis that are very, very fast. We're going to try and slow them down with the time stop because again, the time stop is map wide. So they're going to be over there and I'm going to time stop them from afar away. So right here, time stop, and then boom. So this is a time stop all enemies on the map for 10 seconds. It's map wide and its cooldown is 40 to 60 seconds because he has a passive that reduces the time stop. So overall, a very powerful unit. I can also time stop them again by switching back to standless, but that can only happen 3 times. So yeah, very, very broken character. It really doesn't matter, and the reason why it doesn't matter even if you have leakers is because we have a passive that will summon enemies that will do this, as you can see, reduce their HP. So obviously you're never gonna face a boss that runs that fast. But yeah, what he is just the ultimate versatile unit. He has versatility and he can do anything you want him to do. Time stop, support, DPS, everything. And that is why he's broken. That's why he's the #1 unit that you need to get. So if you can only reroll on 1 unit, make it be him because he's absolutely broken. So which form is better? Personally, I'd pick this form as the summons here, the alien soldier summons are really, really useful. I'll personally pick this form, but it depends on what you want to get from him, honestly. Also, not to mention the 50% slow on this form is really, really nice as well. And yeah, his weakness though is the fact that his SPA is high and that his range is low, 37 only. And that's basically speaking. But it doesn't really matter because his summons are always going to be there and his time stop is always going to be there as well if you want the time stop. So yeah, absolutely broken unit. That's pretty much it for this video though. That's the top 5 best in this update. The top 4 are just the best. So if you want to just pick the best, rush the top 4 because they're the ones that are going to give you the most bang for your buck. And that's it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.